All right, everyone. So yeah, that's kind of it for today. It's syllabus day. There's not really a lot going on, but just want to talk about just reminder that we do have our first in or live session this Wednesday at 9 a.m. via Zoom. Um, did I put a link? Yeah, I think I sent one out. But anyway, things to do before or, you know, by Wednesday is if you might want to start downloading some of the applications and signing up for some of the websites I discussed. So that would include Visual Studio Code, downloading that for sure, or some sort of coding editor you're going to need. This is the hosting, Infinity Free that I chatted about. Figma, you do have to set up an account. It's free. This is going to be our vector editor slash we will be using, you can use it for prototyping. It's very popular prototyping software at the moment. Um, this is FileZilla, which is a file transfer protocol application. So these are all free. It just takes a moment to download. They work for both Mac and PC. You just have to take a moment. So I would start, getting those together, just so you don't fall behind later on or come need it at the last second. The other thing I want you guys to do is to sign this AI agreement form. As I mentioned in the previous video, I do not allow AI for programming. So if you were to use AI to write HTML, CSS, I do not allow that. I would consider that plagiarism in this particular case, at least at this level. And I went through my whole spiel. I'm not going to go through it again. You can go read watch my spiel about why I do this and blah, blah, blah. But you are not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to use AI to create code. Other things like, I don't know, eventually there's going to be a project where there's text. If you want to use it to generate text, I'm fine with that. If you want to use AI to generate images, we are going to work with images in this course. I allow that. So, if you want to use it as like a brainstorming tool, I'm fine with that. So you can use it in situations, you just can't use it to complete code work, okay? And if you don't understand the difference, feel free to talk with me, but I need you to state your name and that you understand that using it to do code is not allowed in any regard in this particular course. Okay? I don't want to have to do this, but this is where we are with technology, so I have to be this way. Sorry. Other thing is I want you guys to participate in a discussion. As I mentioned, I like to think, even though this is like online or, it's half online and half virtual, right? Because it's through Zoom, we never meet in person. I still like to consider, this is a community, okay? What makes this class different than a bunch of YouTube videos in a playlist is, you talk to me and I talk to you live, you talk to other students, we have, communication, and that's what makes us human and not a bunch of AI, bots talking to each other, blah, 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 where there's no, it's all using prediction models and blah, blah, blah. So what that means is I would like you to just introduce yourself to everybody else. These might be people you know in other courses or, um, might run into them later on. So what I want you guys to do is participate in the discussion and start by stating your name and a little bit about why you're taking this course. For a bunch of you, it's probably going to be because it's a requirement. This course didn't used to be a requirement, but now it is. So I'm sure some of you, that's probably realistically the real answer, and that's fine. I get it. And for some of you, why, if it's not that, what are you trying to get out of this course, or what do you want to learn that interests you? Maybe you're really into kind of dabbling a little bit in interaction design or programming or whatever. And then, not related at all to, uh, this school is like what is a hobby of yours that you enjoy doing? Okay. What do you like to do that, is not related to education? It could be like, I don't know, knitting or working out or reading or playing video games or I don't know, all sorts of stuff, bowling, whatever. Just, put a hobby. This is a great way to sort of meet new people when you have shared interests. So maybe there's another student. If you like knitting, maybe there's another student who likes knitting, and you guys can get together and chat about knitting or whatever, you know, give each other cool links and Snapchat or not Snapchat, like Signal slash WhatsApp groups for knitting or whatever. So that's what I'd like you guys to do before Wednesday is please sign the AI agreement and please participate in the discussion so I learn all about you guys. And that makes this my job more fun. I like interacting with people who have personalities and are not just a bunch of names that exist digitally on a page or sometimes exist as black backgrounds with white text on Zoom. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense to you. All right, I will see you on Wednesday.